Welcome back to Auto Review. My name is Patrick and today I have the pleasure to present you the 2018 Mercedes X250d 4matic Power. Before we get to the car, please hit the subscribe button, activate the bell icon so you're informed about any new video coming out, and thank you very much Elite Auto Center in Wilderswil who provided this car to me so I could show it to you. You'll find a link in the description below. Now, coming back to the X-Class, so the X-Class is the brand new Mercedes pickup truck that is available now on the European market. As we are here in Switzerland, it's available in Switzerland as well, obviously. And so far there are only 3 manufacturers or German manufacturers who provide pickup trucks, which is actually a new niche in the market. So we have now the Mercedes X-Class, we have the Ford with the Ranger, and we have the VW Amarok. That's pretty much it from the German manufacturers. Now, you might have heard about that this one is actually based on the Nissan Navara, which shares a few components. For example, if you look at the second door, the passenger door in the rear, you have this metal going up in the window. That's actually pretty similar to the Navara. However, the X-Class is 70 millimeters wider, as well as the wheelbase is wider. So there are a few things here and there that you might think that's coming from there, which it does in some way. Now, the X-Class in Switzerland has 3 different trim levels: pure, progressive and power. As I mentioned, this is the power one, so it's the highest trim level, and it has some gimmicks like a 360-degree camera, leather seats, air conditioning, lane departure warning with a vibrating steering wheel, and LED headlights, high beam and low beam, which are really great. Now, coming to this one, we have the X250d. Is a 2.3 liter 4-cylinder turbo diesel producing 190 horsepower at 3,750 RPM. Maximum torque is 450 Newton meters at 1,500 to 2,500 RPM. 0 to 100, 11.8 seconds. Top speed 176 kilometers an hour for the 4matic, the all-wheel drive version. And prices start for the X-Class in Switzerland at 41,141 Swiss francs. This one, with everything on board that you will see, is roughly 65,500. However, if you would like to buy this particular exact car here from Elite Auto Center in Wilderswil, it will cost you 54,900 at the moment. Link in the description. Now, we have tested fuel consumption on over 550 kilometers of 8.7 liter in average. The lowest was 8.4, however, it averaged now at 8.7, which is pretty good, I have to say, for a car that weighs 2.3 tons and is big. It's a really massive car. So every time I parked the car, it was standing over the parking lot, which we have here in Europe. With a fuel tank capacity of 73 liters and a fuel consumption of 8.7 on average, you should be able to reach approximately 850 kilometers on one fuel tank. The better you drive, the longer you would go. Last but not least, CO2 emissions would be 207 grams per kilometer. And the main thing about the pickup is actually this one. Let me open it. So the cargo space, which is in this version now open, and this one is actually an optional thing that Mercedes has to install. So usually it comes just painted, so you would scratch basically the bed in the back if you don't use this cover. There are different levels of covering it, soft cover, hard cover, even one that extended towards the roof, and that costs anything between 840 to 4,200, 4,300 francs, depends on which option you choose. Now, as usual, I'll show you first row, second row, the boot space, and then we drive. Or actually, the boot space you've seen already. It's 2.34 square meters in diameter, and as I mentioned, according to what you need, you can get different covers for it. So, again, first row, second row, and then we drive. So, enjoy the video. The X-Class from inside, and here you will see the biggest difference from the competitors, I would say, especially the mentioned Nissan Navara. So we have here leather, where you can see we have this super nice, kind of brushed aluminum part in the center console going around the air vents. This looks actually very similar to the new G-Class as well, that was just introduced or shown on the Detroit Auto Show, I believe. So pretty nice, I have to say. However, at the same time, there are a few things that I'll see right away that doesn't quite fit the Mercedes theme. First of all, this one. This is a lot of hard plastic, I have to say. The center console looks very plasticky, or is plastic, and the gear knob doesn't look Mercedes at all. So this seems to come from the Navara. However, the screen is very good resolution, works very fast, I really like it, and this is pretty much everything Mercedes, but from left to right. So, electric mirrors, heated, adjustable, we can fold them in. Then electric windows with one touch function, however only for the driver, and the rear window doesn't go down all the way, and auto function as well for the passenger. Then locked windows. On the bottom we have the door bins, which fit big bottles as well, which is great. Then we have heated seats in two settings for driver and passenger, and they're electrically adjustable, the seats. They're very comfortable, I really have to say. As I mentioned, I drove over 500 kilometers with this car, and the car itself, with the suspension obviously being lifted, is very comfortable, including the seats. Then steering wheel can be adjusted in rake, but not in reach. Not so great. Then on the left side we have the lane departure assistant, which is actually Warner only. It vibrates in the steering wheel and not left or right, it just vibrates the whole steering wheel, but it doesn't pull you back in the lane. Parking sensors on and off, 360-degree cameras, that is really great, and you need this 360-degree camera because of the dimensions of the car I mentioned. 5.34 m long, 2.11 m wide, and 1.82 m high. You need this camera. We don't need the traffic news now. Then we have the lights, fog lights to dim the interior lighting. One button, which is quite difficult to find, is right here. Actually opens the middle window in the cabin, so the rear passengers can look into the bed on the back. Now, instrument cluster very clear. Speedo left, RPM right, then a center color display which gives the information now, for example, doors open, which gear we have selected. We have now the 4 low for the differential, fuel consumption, trip, and so on and so on. On the steering wheel you can basically flip through here with a home button, voice recognition and reverse button. On the right side, telephone, voice recognition on, as well as volume and mute. Then in the middle, the screen, which is good, I mentioned. One thing that I have discovered, however, is it doesn't tell me the instant fuel consumption for a trip. So from the start, for example, I drove now 8 kilometers here, took 20 minutes, 25 kilometers per hour, but it doesn't show me fuel consumption. The same thing if I go here and I go to Verbrauch, which is fuel consumption, it's empty. And it didn't change over the 550 kilometers I drove. So I'm not quite sure if there's a little bug or what it is. Now, here we have the shortcut buttons with the CD card slot, the hazard lights, air conditioning, dual zone with the sync function on the bottom to select between 2-wheel drive, 4 high, 4 low, hill descent control, differential, and the light for the bed. However, this one either is not installed or didn't work so far. 12-volt power socket, then the 7-speed automatic gearbox with the manual function, manual handbrake. Then here we have the command, which we know from all the other Mercedes models, so you can either swipe through here or turn and push here. Volume rocker, screen on and off, ESP on and off. Then a little tray here, which is kind of too tall to basically hold drinks. This one without spacers, as well as hard plastic here. Armrest with the 12-volt power socket, SD card slots, and 2 USB ports. So there is no USB port here, you have to fiddle the cable in here. And this is one little criteria point as well. If, for example, I have my phone, I can't put it anywhere without it falling around. Yeah, so there's nothing to put your phone. Glove box is okay. Again, here is nice material inside. It's good size, not too big, not too small. Then we have the mirror, which dims automatically with something that US cars have a lot, a compass that shows you which direction driving. So now we're going towards east. For glasses to put here, SOS button, all the lights. Then we have illuminated mirrors for driver and passenger, and the one in the middle. That's pretty much it. So let's check the second row. Okay, so second row, X-Class. Seat in front is adjusted to me. I'm 1.84 m tall. You can see I have still leg room. It's okay, not bad. We have in the back side of the front seats storage compartments for magazines. Headroom is okay, so you shouldn't be taller than 185 from what I can see. Then we have a hook handle to get into the car, which actually we don't have on the left side where the driver is. He or she has to use the steering wheel. All the other doors have it. Then electric window, a little compartment in the door, speaker. Then seats are comfortable. However, you cannot change the incline of the backrest. It is what it is. And in the middle we have then ventilation, which you can turn on and off and channel the airflow, and one 12-volt power socket, no USB ports. We have ISOFIX left and right, three 3-point seat belts, 3 headrests. This is the highest as it goes. This one is as well the sensor for the parking sensors in the back, or optical sensor. And as I mentioned, this little window opens, slides to the side if you want to open it from the front. That's pretty much it for the second row. You sit pretty high, much higher than the front, but actually it's comfortable. Though with my height, I pretty much have the roof already on my eye line, so I would have to do like this to look out. Otherwise I see pretty nice onto the road. So that's it. Boot we have seen, now let's drive. Okay, so let's drive the X250d. And we're gonna get out from here. It's going pretty steep down there, so we have to be careful. And now let's try the hill descent control. And I don't have to do anything, it keeps it at maximum 8 kilometers per hour. It just slows it down very nicely. So you don't have to pretty much do anything other than steer left and right. Great feature. Okay, so we turn it off and now we can go a little bit faster because it's not that steep. But you have seen what the car is capable of in the beginning, how much you can twist the car, and it's pretty impressive, I have to say. Now obviously it's a 4x4 and Mercedes knows how to do 4x4s. The G-Class exists over 40 years, I believe, if not longer, and now soon the new G-Class is coming out as well. Okay, so I think we're gonna be able to turn off the 4-wheel drive as we're gonna go onto the road again. And we can drive a little bit twisty mountain road here. Careful. No problem. Alright, so we're at the road. Push, 4-wheel drive, and 2-wheel drive. We don't need the 4-wheel drive anymore. Pickup is not bad. Again, consider this car weighs 2,234 kilograms without driver. Yeah, so it's quite a lot. And you can put more than 1 ton into the car or onto the bed, and you can tow up to 3.5 tons, which is really amazing as well. So the question is, who is the X-Class for? Because in US, pickups are the pretty much most sold cars out there. Ford F-150, Dodge Ram, and Chevrolet Silverado. So I guess in America or in the US this will sell well, and in the Middle East, though I believe the Middle East, what they want is an X63 AMG. Please, Mercedes, make one. I really would love to see that one. It would be really good and cool to have an X63 AMG. Now, as I mentioned, ride comfort is really good. I really like it, super comfortable. Now we're gonna go a little bit faster into the corner. You see we do have body roll, obviously, because of the height of the car. But everything is stable. Obviously we have ESP, ABS, airbags, and so on and so on. We have the assist systems, the differentials, so no worries whatsoever in this aspect. Again, what I was impressed with was as well the fuel consumption with 8.7 in average, which is really good for a car that is so big, so heavy, so wide, so tall, and it's really good fuel consumption, I have to say. Now obviously if you're gonna load this car to its maximum, if you're gonna tow 3.5 ton hangers, you're not gonna have 8.7, but I don't think anyone thinks this will happen. One criticizing point I would have is because of the pickup setup of this car, or because it is a pickup, we have no luggage compartment that is lockable if we have the car like this. So if we don't have a cover, I'm not quite sure I would recommend a soft cover, because obviously a soft cover is like a convertible car. You could pretty much take a knife and break it or cut it. So I think you should go for the hardcover, but then again you're gonna add a little bit more money to the price already. I like the sign recognition, I like the screen, I like the seats. Again, they're heated, though I would position the heating buttons here because there's so much space here, unused. And this way you could save some energy if you know, the passenger has heated seats on and leaves. Now, what I'm missing as well is driver assist systems other than the lane departure warning, because it's a vibration basically thing. We have no radar in the front, so no adaptive cruise control. We have cruise control, which however starts at 40 kilometers an hour as well. So if you follow the channel, you know I prefer something at 30. We have a speed limiter that you can use, however I prefer a cruise control starting at 30 kilometers an hour already. We have no blind spot assistant, and that's missing as well. And as I mentioned, only the lane departure warning, which vibrates in the steering wheel. What would be nice as well would be USB ports in the back, which we don't have for the rear passengers. However, again, I don't think this is really a family car, or anyone buys this as a family car, but more of you're doing horse riding, you're having you know, business where you have to tow stuff and need cargo space. So yeah, your kids might go once in a while here, but you're not gonna buy this as a family car. Point, I would have to say. Now, size-wise, it's huge on the road. It doesn't matter, and the roads are wide enough. But if you drive this in the city, and if you try to park it, good luck. I doubt you'll find a parking lot that will fit this car. Again, 5.34 m long. Yeah? And if you open a tailgate, it obviously extends on this much again further. So, not so sure about this. Now we're gonna go a little bit on the highway, and then we're gonna see the pickup again, because here we can go up to 100, and you can hear as well that it's actually pretty good isolated. You don't hear much wind noise or anything like that. Yes, you hear the diesel engine obviously, but you don't hear wind noise. At least it didn't bother me at all. Okay, so now we turn right onto the highway, and let's go full throttle. Rev range starts at 4,250. Okay, and that's it. Cruise control works in 1 kilometer steps. Would be nice if there would be 10 kilometer steps to make it a little bit faster. However, that's just a little point. And here we go. Now you see it works, the lane departure warning, because I felt it, and you hear this vibration in the steering wheel as well. However, it would be nice if it pulls you back. Other than that, yes, materials here would be nice if it would be a bit more upscale towards the Mercedes standard, I would have to say. As well, this one looks like leather, however it's not. There is stitching here, but it's still hard plastic as well. The only place where it's a little bit softer is this one. So if they would use the same material onto the dashboard here and on the bottom part, I think it would benefit the value of the car a little bit more, and do something about this plastic area here. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this quick review. Again, I have no trailer to tow because I have no trailer license, which you need here in Europe as well. And off-roading is pretty difficult, so that was the maximum I could basically show you. I hope it still shows you a little bit. And yeah, thank you very much. Subscribe, like and share. Thank you very much, Elite Auto Center Wilderswil, who provided this car to me. And I wish you a good day. Sunshine, hopefully, wherever you are, and see you next time. Bye.